Everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys been enjoying the content of the channel as of late. As you can tell, my voice is still not back yet, still a little rough. So excuse some of the deeper voice for this video and maybe another video. Maybe like the next few videos, you guys might notice this voice being a bit deep. It's just getting over a cold. I'm hoping maybe in a few days, but I'm actually doing good. I'm doing fine. Just, voice-wise, yeah, hopefully everything will get back to normal pretty soon. So, but let's get into this video. So this is an interesting topic because it's something we've partially discussed before, but we've like centralized it on one specific movie. But now it's happened more than once with other films, and or at least that it's not just one film that happened recently. It's now a collection of films, it seems, and that is with canceling films that are ultimately complete and complete by film wise. Film production is done. There's a post production stage that's either yet to be done, or they're deep into post production, or the film, just generally speaking, is complete. Like completion by filming. Like that's kind of the thing. Because once it's in the can, as they say. That means that filming is done, and what's needed left is just post-production, just editing and sketching it, stitching it together. And the latest victim, it seems, to a cancellation is to a film called The Mothership, which was being distributed by Netflix. It was going to star Halle Berry. And apparently there was some issues with the production requirements for reshoots and stuff like that. And Netflix apparently just said, no, we're not going to invest anymore. Apparently there was like a couple of issues in regards to getting the film just off the ground. And ultimately just with post-production just became kind of a mess. And they just decided to cancel it. They just said, no, we're not going to do anything with it. And then shortly afterwards, they were like, hey, here's another Halle Berry film that's coming to Netflix, starring Mark Wahlberg, trying to distract you from the news. But this would mark the third time recently since a film has been canceled from a company, at least a notable film from any of these big studios. Warner Brothers doing it two times. Obviously, notoriously for Batgirl, which I believe was going to come out on HBO Max, but then got canceled. I forget the reason why it was canceled. I think I remember. It was because the movie test screened and it was just poor. And there were some disputes to that claim. People were saying that, oh no, it's just because budget was high, or the studio just didn't have confidence in the movie's performance, which is just, again, a nice way of saying that the movie sucked. And when you do your research, it was because, they did some test screenings and the movie was bad. It was bad. So, and the other film was the Coyote versus Acme film that starred John Cena, which that just sounds bad. WB decided to cancel it, but that one seems to be saved, as Amazon Prime appears to potentially be taking it, because I guess that movie is free to just sell to whatever for another distributor. So that movie might be going to Amazon, but these are all movies that have been canceled, and this has been a thing now for 2 or 3 years. I mean, it's been a thing for decades with films getting canceled. It's something that's happened many, many times, but it seems more so lately that there's been big stuff that's just been getting scrapped. And or shelved, as they like to say. But I'm kind of two minds of it, about, the mentality when it comes to, canceling stuff, and the justifications for it. Obviously, it all I would say, financial, stuff. And that doesn't just mean the potential for a film. In the case of the Mothership, that was due to, just demands, like, we need more money for reshoots, we need more money for this and that. And the company is just going like, no, we're not going to supply you more money. We have given you this amount and we expected a film by this time, and you're still caught up in post-production, blah, blah, blah. So we're not going to hand you more money. Um, and then, of course, the other side of that, where they see the future for said film and how much that film could be making, and they worry for losing money. And because of that, they might just do a tax write-off, or in some cases, if they've just have an established IP and they need to justify their investment, they'll do an insurance payout. Just ask Mission Impossible how they're doing, or how they ended up doing part two, even though their part one did not make money. So, but but I'm of two minds of it, because on one hand, yes, studios have every right to do what they want to do with their product. It's their money being put on it. Yes, you have your creatives that are ultimately giving it sentience, giving it some, giving it a narrative, giving it a plot line, characters, and all that sort of stuff. Yes, we have all that for the creatives, but the creatives wouldn't exist without financial support, and that financial support comes from the studios, that comes from producers, executives. They are the heads, regardless of what people want to say, and regardless of just what kind of mentality you bear. The producers and the executives are the people that you respond to. They are the people that are in control of that set. Okay, so that's why a lot of directors also produce their stuff, because they want to have control over their projects, and why a lot of actors also become producers as well, so that they can have more of a say when it comes to their projects, or have more of a say when it comes to the projects that they choose to sign on to. So, but as being the heads of everything, or being the heads of a production, they have a right to say, hey, we don't want to invest into this anymore. We just don't see this going anywhere. We don't see any financial gain from doing this. So it's totally understandable as to why a studio, from a business standpoint, just goes, no, we don't want to do this anymore. We'll just do a tax write-off, or we'll just not do anything with it. Depending on where they're at in production. With these incidences, these are all post-production, sort of deals. I believe Batgirl was actually in the midst of filming. Or no, I think no, it was done. It was in post-production as well. But yeah, it all stems from them. They have that jurisdiction. They have that authority, and people like to just manipulate that information and say that, oh no, the creatives are the ones. It's like, no. They have the knowledge, they have the talent, but they are not the ones with the money. The producers and the executives are the ones with the money, and they have the more power than anybody else on that side, and they have the authority to shut it down if they want to. So, but that being said, though, as I said with the Batgirl situation a long time ago, I do think, though, it is when it comes to strengthening better relations between your creatives and with business as it is, I think it's good to at least consider the creatives that you hire on to produce your products. Like, give them a chance to release it, even if, like, how many films has Hollywood test screened, and they just put it out anyway because the movie, even if the test screenings suck, like they they still put it out there because they see the chances for financial gain. And I think that it, like, for these movies, I mean, especially Batgirl, I think that it's it solely depends on the release strategy. Like, I'm pretty sure it would have done okay. Or, well, I don't know. Actually, DC had a terrible year last year, and the superhero genre in general is dying out. So maybe they just caught wind of that very early, when it came to just the state of that genre. Um, I don't know. I don't know, um, but maybe streaming might have been a a a uh, a, a option for that film. And same thing for Coyote. Like, Coyote seems to be doing a the streaming route. I heard something, maybe a theatrical run, which that'd be so dumb. Don't put this in theaters. Like if the obstacle is financial gain, I would say a alternative to a tax write off or to canceling it outright, I think might be just different release window. So maybe just putting it through streaming might just be a better option. You know, um, at least that it could be. I'm not saying that it's what you should do, but I'm just saying at least give that consideration. Um, but um, this might seem a little ignorant, but I also am not like huge on studios trying to like how do I put this? Like, I understand obviously why studios would not want to uh, head like lose money. Like, I understand that studios don't want to lose money. Um, but at the same breath, like, when you put all of this money onto something, and then you say that, oh no, we don't want to do this anymore, you know, like, again, how many films that are just bad end up doing so well? Um, it's like studios, like, it seems more or less with Warner Brothers, just because this is more of a Warner Brothers thing, because it's like this is, Coyote and Batgirl. It's like, it seems like Warner Brothers is the one having the kind of the uncertainty here. But um, I don't know. Like, I kind of wish that they would be a little more fate, with what they invest into, and a little bit more of a chance to give it a chance, you know. But ultimately, I do side with studios on that. Where I mean, I always side with the studio, but um, most times, like, it's their product. They do what they want to do with it. If they don't see it as as anything financially, uh, uh, what is it, beneficial, uh, then they have the right to just cancel it if they want to, because this is all about a business at the end of the day. Artistically, that's that's more or less in the directing. Like, that's a separate bubble we're in versus what you're actually under. This, because this, the bubble of the artist is this, and the bubble that is around that bubble is the business itself. So business takes priority over artistic merit, and um, and it makes perfect sense why studios would just want to cancel things like that. Because if you're going to lose money, or they could look at something and just say, yeah, I don't see that doing well for us, then they have every right to just say, yeah, no, let's just cut this out. Let's just take a tax write off. Let's do this and that. The only thing I don't like is when studios try to dodge these financial bombs when the movie is like already out there, like with the whole Mission Impossible thing. I hate knowing that some of these studios will take like an insurance payout or something just to cover their asses and justify the other investment that they've had already. Like, when it comes to Mission Impossible, the part one and part two thing, part one bombed, it didn't do well, and now they're having to justify part two, and just going like, okay, just give, just payout. Get the shit, insurance payout, cover the rest of our losses. Okay, movie's now a success. Boom. Wow, we have part two justified. I hate that shit. I'd rather, movies just make what they make, and studios try to improve based on that, and not develop this mentality where they're like, well, we don't really have to try. We can just use certain methods to cover our asses. I hate that. It's the only thing I don't like that studios do, and I don't know how often that practice is done. Probably coming out of 2023, it probably happened a lot, but 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 yeah, man. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like hearing it, but studios have every right. They can do whatever the hell they want. If they want something in that movie, they're gonna ask for it. If they want something removed, they're gonna ask for that thing to be removed. And if they want the thing canceled, they're gonna cancel it, because it's all about financial gain. That's all it is. At the end of the day, the creative portion, that's from us. That's what the consumers, that the artists, that's what we are concerned with. What they're not concerned about that. I mean, partially, but they're not really concerned about that part. I mean, we have 7 Transformers movies. We have like what, 8 or 9 Pirates movies. We have almost 10 Fast and Furious movies. They don't concern themselves with quality. They concern themselves with the kind of money that they can make. And until the thing doesn't make money, then they will change directions and perhaps consider quality momentarily. Because that's that point where quality comes into the conversation. But if the thing's making money, they don't give a shit. Hey, just keep making more. Keep doing this, keep doing that. But if they see that that's not going to make money, then they have to make changes. But I guess for like Batgirl and Coyote, because Mothership, apparently they were given multiple chances. I guess from what I know, I didn't read into it, but apparently the Mothership was like given a few chances to fix it, but Netflix just said no. But for Batgirl and Coyote, I kind of wish that maybe that they were given another chance. Like a chance at maybe reshoots, or a chance to reconfigure their film. Re-edit. To maybe improve it, get a better cut. Like that's, that'd be like the only thing that I can think of that studios perhaps should have done when considering canceling these projects. But it's their prerogative. It's their prerogative. They're allowed to make those decisions, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as it stems from the business, And usually it is. But I know people have problems with it because they only consider the artsy-fartsy side of things. Like, well, give the artist a chance. It's like, I understand that, and as I said, I hope that studios like Warner Brothers gave those creatives a second chance to some capacity, like I said, a re-edit or here and there. My thing also with the Coyote Batgirl thing is that I think these were test screening problems. With the Mothership, it was just production issues, like financial stuff that was just getting out of hand. But Coyote and Batgirl, I'm thinking those were test screening issues, and the company was probably just like, look, dude, if they're not liking it, and we're not gonna make money off of it, then like, it's not like other films where it's like majority will tell you, yeah, this sucks, but this select audience here tells us that basically just people who don't watch film, just whatever, just mindless, like they just kind of just are simple, they'll just watch whatever, like they're like, oh, this is amazing, they're like, sure, like if that kind of mentality, that type of personality is not jiving with this movie, and that's a representation of the entire audience. You see why studios would go, yeah, no, If it's not hitting this group, it's not hitting these other people over here. It's not going to hit the majority. So if it's not going to hit this segment of the majority, it's not going to hit all. Um, so so I get it. I get it. I know a lot of other people won't because they choose to look at it from an ignorant point of view. But it's the business, man. It's just what it is. If it can't make money, if studios see it that way, if the studio, like, that's what it comes down to. If the studio sees that it can't make money, right? It's not about, overall quality and this and that. They don't care if it's a pile of trash. They really don't care. What they care about is, because, like, let's just put it this way. If Batgirl tested well, right? If Batgirl tested well, they wouldn't care. They would release it. They would totally release it. And if it ended up being a pile of trash, but it made money, right? Then that's, like, that's what it comes down to. In those test screening rooms, what the studio is concerned with is the positive reception to them is dollar signs. The positive reception is not, oh, well, they really enjoyed this movie. They really, it really appealed to them. We did something really good here. No, they think of it more as, okay, so looks like we got some money coming in, Like, that's how they view this, So the fact that Coyote and Batgirl failed and are canceled are because the studio saw that there wasn't money that could have been made from it. That's what it stems from. And business-wise, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that mentality. Because it's just the business. That's all it is. So yeah, I think it's justified. I think it's totally justified when you understand the business, not the art. The art, it's the business. Because that's what the art is always going to be in, is the business. So, but yeah. So you guys, let me know your thoughts on just canceling films. In this case, completed projects, or at least, close to complete. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys feel like they were justified? And any other examples of films that were canceled lately? Just, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.